Hi there. Welcome to It's Camp. Outstanding leadership for the troubled child. This is take 2. That's Jennifer Meeker with Jennifer Meeker Art, and I'm Dave Meeker with Bringing Technology to You. And unfortunately, I've given her a few props to play with, so we won't get distracted too bad. We're basically going to touch on 3 parts of the story. What's a troubled child? What's goal setting for campers and counselors at summer camp? And then what is outstanding leadership for the troubled child? So I brought Jennifer along for her saxophone, which we're going to cover in just a little bit. But first of all, we're going to hit on what is a troubled child. And if you can understand, a troubled child is surrounded by chaos quite a bit. And you can combat that sometimes by changing the environment, distract them, and sometimes create an attainable goal. And the reason I brought Jennifer along was to give some current generational input, because she was a counselor. When was the last year?
2009.
2009. So I'm going to kind of let her give her perspective on a troubled child, and including the saxophone. That's part of it.
So a troubled child, in my experience at camp, is somebody. The kids go to camp as a troubled child to escape from their rough time at home. So the goal as a camp counselor is to create an environment that they are relaxed and can be themselves and have fun and can have goal-oriented activities, so that way they can forget about their troubled life at home. And so we make a good influence on them.
And there you have it. So that's what's a troubled child in our definition. The next one is what's goal setting for campers and counselors at summer camp. And again, these are just our perspectives. Well, from a counselor's goal, one thing I learned from Bryce Emanuel and his teachings at YMCA Camp Eberhart in Three Rivers, Michigan, was that if you create happy campers, that creates a happy mom. And in general, moms are the ones that pick which camp they go to. And then for the camper, what we always hope for is to have memories that last a lifetime. Jennifer, do you want to comment on what do you think a camper's goal would be?
Camper's goal would be, when they go to camp, they want to have the most fun that they can ever have and create memorable experiences.
That's right. And one of the things Jennifer did is she had a special way of handling kids that were homesick at night. Jennifer, first of all, what cabin were you in? Because it's changed now.
Well, it was Morris, which was the itty bitties, 6 to 9 year olds, and then I went to Layton, which was still the itty bitties. Or no, it's the other way around. Layton and then Morris. So the way that I figured out how to get kids to, if they're...
Yes. Wait a minute. Ring the bell. Homesickness. Yes. Here, will this help? Let me put a nose on. Will that help while you talk? I have too big of a nose. Anyways, go ahead.
So homesickness, I had the ability to get a kid to stop crying from being homesick within like the minute, because at camp, they have so many opportunities to have fun and create memories that I wanted them to focus on that instead of the things that they missed at home, because they're having the best time of their life. And so I would I would play my saxophone, or I would, one camper told me that I would put on a pink wig and act like an idiot. I would bring out coloring books. I would just find ways to make them laugh and to make them forget about why they were upset, and then ta-da, they're not crying, and then they're tired and they go to bed.
The really cool thing, though, is later on when we went back up to volunteer at camp, there were several of the kids that were campers that are now counselors and just came up and went very exuberant and maybe a little tears, and then they took a picture with them all jumping up in the air.
You can find that on Facebook.
So, again, that is what goal setting is in general. It may be different in every different place. The last thing is what's outstanding leadership. Well, the one thing I've noticed is camp counselors typically deal with a problem that some camper has, and they deal with it and then they move on. And it just kind of happens that way. But the other thing is I found out that summer camp counselors are often like Marines. They have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. Wait a minute. I said that wrong. Hold on. I'm next. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Well, let's see what Jennifer does.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
You have to say that a little louder.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Outstanding. So outstanding is more of a state of mind. And even though you probably won't be able to hear this, it's stay calm and then camp controlled chaos. How do you deal with that? Well, you normally deal that with having outstanding leadership. And what that is always having a positive attitude, that no matter how bad things go, you try and stay very positive. Again, this is all just a story. And if you're a camp counselor, always consult with your camp professional before you do any of these. So again, this all happened because I was a camper a long time ago. I went back as a volunteer, and Jennifer became a counselor, volunteer, repeat. That's the thing we hope, and we hope if you're a camp alumni, you'll record your story and tell it too. So again, please check out bringingtech2you.com. It's bringing technology to you. Share, like, or add comments to this. And the second plug is for Jennifer Meeker Art.
Right.
And how they find you.
Oh, they find me on my online shop, etsy.com, ETSY, or just Google me, Jennifer Meeker Art, and you will find me.
That's right, and it's ETSY, Etsy. So we'll see you next time on It's Camp. And cut.